The end of Windows 10 is approaching to us, and I make many different videos about, switching to Linux. You can modify the systems, etc., optimizing for gaming, music production, etc. The fact is that most users just want to have an operating system which is reliable. They just want to work with emails and documents, etc. for work, personal use cases, and they're not really interested in different aspects like kernel optimizations, etc. They want to have a pre-configured setup. They want to have a setup without any terminals, easy to use, pretty simple to understand, and basically which behaves just as Windows would have. And in this video I'm gonna talk about what your options are, what to look out for, and why this entire switch to Linux is not really nearly as dramatic as other people would make it out to be. Let's go. If you're a complete beginner, just want to switch away from Windows and you're completely inexperienced, then you might look up some Linux distros, and there are lots of information. Some information is specific to Linux distros optimized for advanced users, which might overwhelm obviously new beginners, or just outdated information. People that say, you need to work with the terminal to install email clients, everything is really obtrusive, that's out of date information. Because Linux Mint is the recommendation of this video. It's a Linux distro, simple and easy to understand. There is a GUI interface. In terms of doing the installation process, you just click next, username, password, and the next, and the next, and the next, and then bam, the installation process happens for you. You do not need to compile anything or do anything whatsoever. And even in terms of installing packages on emails or whatever, there is now a GUI interface, app store basically you could say, which does the entire package installation for you. You just need to click on the GUI or the VLC player. I just want to install it, click download now, and it is done for you. So if you have heard that Linux requires terminal commands, etc., especially beginner distros, on Linux Mint, a beginner-friendly Linux distro as similar to Windows as possible, it is not the case. It's easy to understand, easy to use, and you do not need to worry about it. And you will also stumble across many different open source alternatives to programs you might have used on a Windows. For example, the Office suite, like on Windows for example, you have LibreOffice in Linux. That works basically the same. For email, for working with emails, etc., you have Thunderbird. Easy to set up, no problems there. Among any other differences you might encounter, first of all, Linux behaves far smoother and faster than Windows. First of all, it's open source, so there are more packages and drivers optimizations in any regard. And also, which is really important to consider, there's no telemetry or background services you cannot disable if you would ever want to. So you have complete access of your operating system. And that's really the biggest difference for a user which is not interested in kernel tweaks or that kind of stuff, just wants to have a working environment for mails, documents, etc. It belongs to you. You do not need to install a global account or link with servers, etc. to download or to access a package, etc. Everything is happening locally and isolated from any servers, etc. It's an operating system that belongs to you. Linux Mint is thereby my recommendation for regular user. I'm just gonna call it like that. For it behaves out of the box the exact same on a GUI interface like Windows has. There's a taskbar, there's an app store to install packages from, and everything behaves the exact same way like it would have on Windows. If you're someone that, for example, really requires working with OneDrive, backing up your files, etc., there's a program called InSync. InSync is a paid software. It's the only software that has worked for me in that regard, working with OneDrive synchronization. if you would ever need to. InSync is a package, it's a paid one-time payment, and it works flawlessly for me. So if that should ever be something that would come up as a problem. Are you still using Windows? What distro are you switching to? Are you maybe even switching to Mac, for example? Write it down in the comment section. I'm really interested in your thoughts, your experiences, your use cases. What are you using it for work, for private use cases, etc. Throw it down in the comment section. Keep working, because there's still much to do, and go read Berserk.